Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Rachel, and if you're not subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. So if you can't tell from my background, I am back at home. I am on winter break from school, so hopefully I will be able to film a bunch of videos so you guys will have some more regular content for me in the upcoming months. I actually do prefer my apartment background where I have like either my room or my living room behind me, but unfortunately my room at home is just way too messy for that. Today I'm going to be talking about makeup products that I like a lot and really enjoy using, but there is one fatal flaw to this product, which is the reason why I would not repurchase these products even though I really do enjoy using them. So the first product I have to talk about is one that I don't really mention a lot on my channel, but I use a lot in my daily life, and that is the Physicians Formula Super BB Cream in the Insta Ready version. I really enjoy this BB cream. It's probably my favorite BB cream I've ever tried. It has a really good medium coverage to it, and it also has a very natural finish to the skin. It doesn't look heavy, and it's not super matte, and it's not super glowy, so I feel like it'll work for both dry and oily skin types. And for my oily skin in particular, a lot of BB creams make me really greasy, and I can only wear them for like maybe max 4 hours before I look like a grease ball. But this one, although I wouldn't say it's oil controlling, I think it does a pretty good job of holding up on my oily skin. And I can wear this for a good 7 to 8 hours. As long as I blot my face, this will hold up. And it also has SPF 30, which I know you shouldn't rely on your foundation for SPF, but if you want a little bit of extra SPF coverage, this does have SPF 30, and it comes with 1.2 fluid ounces of product, which is a little bit more than most standard foundations. Now, the reason why I wouldn't repurchase this BB cream is because of its horrendous shade range. This only comes in 3 shades, and I think the darkest shade is medium, which is probably a tan shade at best. There's nothing for dark, deep skin tones. Even for very fair people, this is the light, which I think is the lightest shade, and it is definitely not good for like very fair people. It would probably look really orange on them. I actually did finish up one of these. I had the shade light medium, which I used up, and I would usually mix the shade light and light medium to get my perfect shade. But on top of that, I would have to mix in a yellow mixer because the undertones to all the shades, although they only have 3, the undertones are all the same. It's like a really orangey pink undertone, and I'm very yellow undertone, leaning on olive. So the pink would just look really bad on me. It would make me look ashy and weird. So although I really love this formula, it's just like not worth the hassle. Although it is kind of inexpensive, I believe this is around $12-ish at the drugstore. Although I really like it, I definitely would not be repurchasing this. The next product I have to talk about is a primer, and I have mentioned this before in my Project Pan, and this is the Cover FX Mattifying Primer with Anti-Acne Treatment. So this I used up 2 little like baby like 100-point perks here on my channel this past year, and I really do enjoy using this. The reason why I wouldn't repurchase this product is because I find it doesn't do exactly what it claims to do, and for the price, like I don't think it's worth it because it claims to be a mattifying primer, and I don't think this is the best mattifying primer on the market. I like my Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot or my Becca Evermatte much better than this one. It doesn't really give my skin that matte texture or finish to it. It gives it more of that like silicone slip. So this is definitely more for like smoothing purposes. Also, in terms of it being like anti-acne, like I think it has salicylic acid in it, and I don't find that my skin like clears up or anything when I use it. I don't think it stops me from breaking out. I'd rather go for a more drugstore primer that has the same properties. I find that this performs like pretty much the same as any pore filling smoothing primer from the drugstore works. So it is a good primer. I don't think that it's worth the price, so I wouldn't be repurchasing it. The next product I have to mention is the NYX HD Concealer. I think this has been mentioned a lot on YouTube, and I think it used to be a cult classic before. Now we've changed to other things, but originally back in the day, this was a very popular drugstore concealer. This concealer has a really great shade range. It goes from really light. I believe they actually have a white shade, and it goes very deep, and they also have corrector shades, and this is just a really good formula. I find it has a good medium coverage to it and a very skin-like finish. So I don't find it drying on my under eyes, but I also don't find it to be greasy and like move around. Now the reason why I wouldn't repurchase this, although I do really like the shade match that I have in this, I'm in this shade I think 4.5 Sand Beige, which is a really good match for my under eyes, especially when I'm a little bit lighter. The reason why I wouldn't repurchase this is because it comes with like almost no product. This only comes with 3 grams of product or 0.11 fluid ounces of product in it. My Wet n Wild concealer, which has a very similar performance to the NYX HD one, comes with almost 3 times as much product as it, and they are rather similar in price point. I wouldn't repurchase it just because it doesn't come with enough product in it to make it worth the price. I definitely would recommend the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer over it just because it has a very similar finish and coverage to it, but it comes with so much more product. This next product might be a surprise to a lot of people because it is a cult classic. A lot of people love this palette, and I agree, I really do like it too, but if I was to use it up, I don't think I would repurchase it. And I have seen people repurchase this palette before because they have gone through it, and that's the ABH Modern Renaissance palette. I love the formula of these shadows. They're really, really good, pigmented and blendable. My only gripe with it is that there is some fallout to it, which I don't really mind because I am not very aggressive with my makeup. I don't like stab my brush into shades. I pat it very, very lightly. So I personally don't get a lot of kick up when I use it, but I know that could be a downside for some people. The reason why I wouldn't repurchase it is just because I don't use all of the shades in it to like justify having it. I feel like the shades that make this palette really unique are like this orange, this like pinky red up here, this more reddish tone over here. These like berry tones make it like a unique palette and like worth it for a lot of people. And for me, I just don't really like those kind of shades. I'm not a big fan of orange eyeshadow or berry eyeshadow on my lids. I feel like I just look a little bit weird when I wear it. I like to stick mainly to like this side of the palette with the more like neutrally shades. And just like for me, I think it wouldn't be worth it to buy this whole palette and then only use like this half of the palette. Like if I was to buy a palette, I'd want to be able to use all the shades in it. I think I would have been much suited to get either the sultry palette or the soft glam just because it's more neutral. And I'm not even the biggest fan of some of the non-colorful shades, like the shade Antique Bronze up here, this like shimmery bronzy shade. I don't really like that shade either. I don't know why. So I feel like for me personally, although I really enjoy this formula and I definitely will probably use up this portion of the palette, for me it wouldn't be worth it to repurchase it. The next product is a bronzer from Ciate London. I don't think I've ever shown this in my channel. I like bought this randomly one year and then completely forgot about it. It was in like the back drawer of my makeup collection, so I didn't really use it that much. I have the shade South Beach, which I think is the darker of the two shades. As you can see, very, very warm bronzer, which I do enjoy. I like warmer bronzers. I like to warm up my face. If I want definition to my skin, I'll use more of a contour shade to give more definition, which I know some people like to use their bronzer for that. I don't mind doing the two separate steps, so my bronzers tend to lean a lot warmer than most people's. I do like the way this bronzer looks on my skin, especially when I have a tan. It looks very, very pretty on my tan skin. It gives me like that sun-kissed look to my skin, which is really pretty. It has kind of a reddish, I think, undertone to it, which is why it gives me that like sunburnt, sun-kissed look when I am tan. But the reason why I wouldn't repurchase this is because, one, there is like micro shimmers or glitters in this bronzer, which don't show up when I apply it to my skin. Like, I don't see the glitter or shimmer on my face. It just performs more like a matte bronzer to me, and I'm a bigger fan of more shimmery bronzers. Like, also, this only works for me when I am super tan because of the really red orange undertone to this bronzer. It only looks good on my skin if I have a tan. If I was to try this on right now when I'm kind of fair, this would look ridiculous. It would look so orange and so bad on my skin. It would not look good. So I do have other bronzers that have the finish that I like, that have that like shimmery sheen finish, which is what I enjoy personally. And I also have bronzers that work for me when I'm fair and when I'm tan. Not sure how it works because I definitely get a lot darker in the summertime, but I would prefer to have bronzers that I could use all year round. I think if you have a deeper skin tone to me, or if you enjoy like more matte bronzers, I would recommend it. But for me personally, it's just not one of my favorites and I wouldn't repurchase it. The last thing I have to mention, I actually depotted, so there's no more product in here, but when I had it, it was in this palette, and that's my Kevyn Aucoin Sculpting Cream. If you want to see what it looks like, I had it in my project pan of 2018. I've actually depotted it since then, but I actually took the two cream products in this palette I like dug out of the pan. It is a really beautiful contour shade. I think it would work for fair skin tones and then also up to medium skin tones. It has a really good depth to it. It's not too cool toned where you look like a ghost if you use it. It has like the perfect neutral undertone to it where it looks like a real shadow. The shade is beautiful. It blends out really nice. I really enjoy the sculpting cream. The reason why I wouldn't repurchase it is because I don't like creams in this like palette format. I find it really annoying to use. I much prefer like doe foot applicators or like cream sticks where you can just draw it onto your face and then blend it out. When I have it in this kind of format, I think most people probably dip their brush into it and then apply it. For some reason, I don't like doing that. Like, I usually like stick my finger in it first, like rub it in, and then apply it to my face, and then take a brush and blend it out, and that's just way too many steps. Although I really enjoy the shade of the Kevyn Aucoin Contour Cream, it's just something that I wouldn't repurchase. I'm looking for a good stick alternative to that, because I do love the shade and I like using cream contours, but having it in a pan format just really, really bothered me, so that's the reason why I wouldn't repurchase it. So those are all the products I have to talk to you guys about today. These are products I do really enjoy using, and I think they're good products, and if you didn't mind the few problems that I had with these products, I think you would really enjoy it. The reason why I did this kind of format of video is because I didn't want to put these products in a disappointing products video or products I regret buying video, because I don't find them disappointing. I don't regret buying them either because I am happy that I have the products. It's more like I wouldn't repurchase it, like I'll use it up, but I wouldn't repurchase it, so hopefully that made sense to you guys. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!